Hello YouTube and welcome to the Reggina race. It's episode 1, it's Damien and it's a brand new save for Fm-18. Now you might be thinking, why the Reggina race? Why that name for? Very simple is, for this save, we are trying to make it to the Champions League with Reggina and win the UCL and the Serie A before Football Manager 19 comes out. And Football Manager 19 comes out in November 3rd off the top of my head. My memory could be the 2nd. We have it pre-ordered anyway. Steam will automatically download it, so I know when it comes out because it will be there popped up and said Football Manager is ready to be played at FM19. However, it is currently the 26th of August, so we got enough time, I think, to do this save. Now, the reason we're doing this save is very simple. Me and the chat, we're all still live on stream. We've been streaming for the last 4.5 hours. We were talking about whilst doing the Liverpool save. The Liverpool save will still continue, just we'll be doing it all offline. There won't be any more Twitch streams of Liverpool. It will just be done offline and uploaded to YouTube. What we thought is, what is this challenge that you can do? And one of my Twitch subscribers said, do this one. And if you pull it off, kudos to you. So I was like, okay, let's race around the time. Get me on a very, very, very solid stream schedule. Getting out YouTube episodes accordingly and see if we can do it. I think it's a very good challenge. Now, the reason we're trying Reggina Calabria is very simple. Is I'm half Calabrian, I'm Italian, of course, and half from Calabria. We'll think about doing Benevento, but Benevento's still in the Serie A, obviously, in game. If they were in the Serie B, we might have done Benevento and saved ourselves a little bit of time. But look, we've decided as a Twitch chat, we'll go hard or go home. So we haven't streamed Liverpool today. We streamed Liverpool for the first hour and a half, and then after that, we've been doing pre-season for the last 3 hours. In terms of Reggina itself, as you can see from its profile, I was born just in the year before this, so I know a little bit about Reggina's history, but mainly I know from here onwards what happened. They were a Serie A side for a long time before financially just ruined, and now got low as Serie D, but now back in Serie C. We do have some players, and we are in charge. Our coaching thing is quite poor. We've actually got our real life current badge. We have a National C license in real life, so we gave ourselves that, and our own player experience, which is a professional level at a local level. We play professionally locally as well. So that's the sort of level we went to there. In terms of the club itself, we want to go to its history quickly. Obviously, they've won a few little titles, but not too much. They obviously were stuck in the Serie A for a while. The thing is, though, because the club's had a Serie A history, if you go to the facilities, we're one of very few clubs in the low levels of Italy where we've got a 20,000-seater all stadium. So you can imagine that when we get to the Serie A, we can probably sell it out and make a bit of money, which is good for us, of course. We're going to go through this. You're going to go through pre-season. There's been a little bit of a cut run already on stream, and then we're going to go through game number 1 of Serie C. Only thing is, for anyone that's ever done a low league Italian save, you know that it's quite complicated about how teams go up. As you can see, the Serie C, Serie C-B, and Serie C-A. Now, first in every one of those leagues automatically goes up, I'm pretty sure, right? In terms of then getting qualification, go to a player. In terms of getting promotion, there we go. Top team will get promoted to Serie B no matter what, right? And then obviously second team qualifies for the playoff, and then obviously everyone else from 10th upwards qualifies for a different playoff. So everyone that finishes 5th to 10th all qualify for a first round playoff. So you could technically scrape into 10th, and then with a perfect playoff run, winning every game left in the season, you could still get promoted. I think it's quite a cool little system, but at the same time, it's not too bad. In terms of where we're meant to be finishing this season in the league table, we're meant to be finishing in 10th, I believe, off the top of my head. It may have gone up a little bit. Not exactly 10th. Now, if I think we can finish 10th, that would be okay. But we made a few signings. I actually think we're in a decent position. And our pre-season form has been good. If you go to our pre-season form, we obviously drew 1-1 to Catania, where we just, we tried a couple of things. We then won 2-0 against Potenza, who are a Serie B side. Against Capri, we're in the lead and playing better football than them, using a counter system that we will be using today, a counter 4-3-3, similar to what we used at HK. It's actually been loaded from the HK... from the HK save, the tactic, but then morphed into a bit more of a counter system tactic. So we lost 2 on the Capri, right? So we never really played a solid Serie C side. Catania were a solid Serie C side, former Italian giant, obviously, many, many years ago. And then in the Serie C Cup, we got through our group fairly easy, winning both games 3-1, playing our counter system. I thought, okay, not a problem. The last 2 preseason games, we've literally just played both B sides, because obviously, as you can see from the dates, it's been games thick and fast, and we just wanted to make sure everybody was fit for this game here against Bisigli, who I think came up from Serie D last season, and it'll be a good test for ourselves to make sure we're at the level that we need to be. In terms of transfers, obviously everyone wants to see the transfers. We haven't sold anybody, but we brought in a couple of frees. We brought in Gianluigi Bianco. Bianco there looks like a very solid left back, looks absolutely amazing. I think he could be quite a good player for us at the level. And then Paolo Grossi is absolutely sensational, someone that has very big history in Italian football. You may recognise him. Played for AC Milan many years ago. Obviously then hanged around in the Serie B. Played again in the Serie A for Verona. Played for Brescia. Very good player. And I think for us, it's a real coup to get him. As much as he's declining a little bit, the 32-year-old, he's absolutely amazing for the level. And so we're pretty good. We go to our tactics, and this is what I reckon it's like. I don't know what that's happening here. Everyone's very happy at the club, and apparently the match cohesion. Oh, that's match cohesion. That's not too bad. Leadership, support, and average. Yeah, that's okay. Look, we'll get used to what's happening during the play. With games going through. If we go to the tactical side of things, if you can look at our player roles, right, we've got a couple of injuries. Our first choice goalkeeper on loan's out injured, and this guy's been really good for the level at the moment. Giovanni suspended, and Jaco Siamana, who is a winger, but I reckon as a poacher is quite good for the level. All out injured. So this would be our first choice. But what I'm trying to get at is look at the star ratings. Anything 3 or above is good for the league. We've got actually quite a good side and quite a good core, I feel. That is for sure. So I feel like we might be all right. And out wide, we're pretty good. So playing on this counter system, that's the thing we're playing on. Pretty similar to what we used to do at HK in games, where we used to feel like we weren't on top, so we switched to the counter. We were doing that and playing quite well and exploiting the space on either flank. It's been quite good. Anyhow, I'm having some set pieces up. While we're here, we better do that, right? We have free kicks, Bianco can probably take him, and then we get corners. We probably get Serge there, or Min was there. We can probably get Serge to take him as well, and probably Bianco on either side as well. There we are. And there we are. That's okay. We'll do that. Not a problem. We'll continue forward, though. In terms of what else I reckon is good about this save is, financially, we're doing okay. We're not too bad. It's just a matter of see how that goes. It's going to be quite a grind, I feel. What we are going to do is we're going to go to submit the team. We're not going to submit the team, though, straight away. We can obviously have 12 on the bench. We're going to go through every player. This star is obviously our reserve goalkeeper. He doesn't look okay. Danilo is obviously at the club. We've nicknamed a few players as well. Danilo is just his first name. He looks quite good right back, that is for sure. And looking like he can do the distance. He can be quite a good player for us. This season. Ferrani was a player that was already here, and he actually looks like a very good centre-back for the level. It looks absolutely amazing. Got good pace, 6'3", decent headering, marking and tackling for the level. Pretty good at the moment as well. I wouldn't worry too much about what the stats look like in terms of blue, white, or whatever. We haven't changed it from when we did with the Liverpool save. But so if you see 15s on a player like this, it's absolutely amazing. And that's what you see with Gatti, who's the 20-year-old on loan from Atalanta. He can play on the left very well, very good freestyle, fast-style potential. We've obviously got Bianco, who we just signed. He's absolutely very good for the level at freestyle. Adriano is 34, the Brazilian, but he can play deep line, can play as a defensive midfielder very good. He is our captain. 4 stars a midfielder, 3.5 star as a centre defensive midfielder, so we don't mind that. Alessandro may or may not start this season, but he's pretty good there as a Carrillo, an advanced playmaker. I've actually got him playing as a box-to-box. Might get him playing as a Carrillo for this game here because we don't know enough about the system, about the other position, so we'll be a little bit more defensive. Serge there, I reckon, can have quite the year. He's a very good Mazzala, very well around. He's got a little bit of potential about him as well. He'll be one of our 4 first-choice players there. We got Grossi, as we know, there on the left, as we highlighted before. We obviously got Toulouse on the right-hand side, playing the inside forward on loan from Atalanta, and I reckon he's quite a good player for the level with great potential, and a player I would love to sign in the future. And then Francini is another player that we have on loan from Rome, that's quite good at the moment and doing not too bad. There's a few people on the bench that we will introduce you to, like Ivan will have a very big part this season. A very good player, can play through the middle. Marino there is not too bad as well, growing quite a fair bit, and he's one of our own players as centre mid, which is good to know. And if we could get him some game time, be alright. Like Lenzi as a backup centre back, and obviously very good backup centre back with some decent potential. Hadson Modzovic is a not bad right back option on the left as well. There we are, and everyone else looks okay. So we're going to get straight into the game today, and then there we go. We're going to go and tell everybody, yes, I'm very happy with how things are going. Keep it up. What we are going to do is we're going to quickly blow my nose before we continue, and I'll cut this out on the YouTube for the Twitch chat as we are live on Twitch or YouTube. As always, link in the description below. I'll be back in just a second. Just always happens when you're talking a lot that you get like that. In terms of for YouTube, we're just going to do this. 3, 2, 1. There we are. Now we're cut back YouTube. Hopefully you're enjoying yourselves at the moment. Hopefully you're loving this stream at the moment as well. If you're in the Twitch chat, let me know your score predictions against newly promoted Besigli. It's our first league game. Our preseason form has been good. I feel like we can go and win this game. I'm going to tell the lads even away from home, we'll be okay on the counter. I expect to see a decent performance from you. Let's go out and let's do it. Get them into the kickoff. Well, here we are walking out in our red against Besigli in the blue and black. That looks a little bit like an Intertop, that is for sure. But here we are in our red, and off we go. Adriano, who will probably come off for Ivan eventually in this game, but we need to get him match fit for the rest of the season. Grossi now on the ball, and it's probably going to just peter out into a pointless highlight. In terms of us keeping the ball, because we're on the counter, I don't expect us to keep the ball much at all, but I'm hoping that we can go out there, play well off the break, finish our chances, be defensively solid like we have been in preseason, and we'll be okay. In terms of what happening in and around the league, I don't know what to expect so far. At the moment, though, not a lot happening in the game. Getting battered in terms of possession, but we don't mind that at all. With Sataro there on the ball, finds Danilo. We still look to play out when we do get on the ball. And Danilo's long ball into the channel, looking for Franchi, is not too bad. It's picked off by Tolusi. Tolusi's ball looking for Franchi again, just hoofing it a little bit too much. You know, in the whole preseason, when we get into those spots, we've been looking to keep and move the ball around very quickly, which I like. But I don't want us to get into hoofing the ball. So they picked out their target man, Ivanovic. He looks like an absolute monster, their number 9. It's a good ball out there, but Bianco, the left back that's quite good for the league, picks that one up, finds Tolusi on the ball, runs straight into a brick wall, and Ivanovic is going to get on it again. And we haven't started too well. Ruzi's on the ball. Can we stay defensively solid though? That ball over there, Bianchi cuts it out, but once again, it falls back to the midfield of Brasilia, and Ania into Peruzzi, into Rosolo. Rosolo there for Salvalucci. Salvalucci's ball finds to Uzi. It's a good ball in. Alice Castaro, the backup keeper, really should do better, but he's punched it into his own net, and it's going to be 1-0 to the newly promoted side of Biscegli. Unfortunately for us, we do concede, I think really the first real attack that we've seen in this game. We don't, as a manager on FM-18, we don't actually have a very good record winning our first games at in the season. We seem to lose it all the time in the Liverpool save. So here we do concede early here. I do reckon we do have enough quality to get out there and do the job. I'm just going to tell the lads to demand a little bit more and see what happens, and hopefully we'll be okay. But you never know what could happen, and that is for sure. We're going to continue forward here. 35 minutes played. We could be okay. Not a lot happening. At some point, we will go a bit more aggressive, a little bit more attacking, and see how we go. But we might just keep it as is right now. Instead of that, it's a free kick late doors. Ball falls there. He hits it from distance. Oh my God, what a strike from Paolo. Paolo has absolutely buried that one in. And we're 2-0 down to the newly promoted side, Biscegli. I don't know whether to be worried or not. This is the first time that we've been up against it in a game at all. Even when we lost against Capri in the pre-season, we were leading that game before we went behind. At the moment, we're just giving maybe a little bit too much to Biscegli at the moment. So we might change the system at halftime quickly. And we're going to get into the tactics, get him into the pep talk quickly as well. We're just going to tell him aggressively, look, I'm not happy with that, that's for sure. I expect a better showing from his second half. We're going to switch to a little bit more of an attacking system, team instructions. Maybe we'll try and keep it a little bit more as well. Look to work the ball into the box, sitting slightly more normal on an attacking system, and see how we go. And we're going to get into the second half, and off we go. That's the joys of playing with a new side and a new save. You don't know what to expect on your first ever league game. You don't know what to expect at all. Preseason's a good marker. Playing in the preseason cup's been good for us as well, but we don't know what to expect here. I expect us to still work the ball around quite well, but you never know. In the end, it's cut out by Franchini there. And Franchini going forward with it. Can he find a pass? And he just runs into nobody. He's got to turn around there and really bring another person into the game. The young advanced forward. Instead, he just ran into a cul-de-sac, and look at them bring the ball out, Biscegli. They're looking quite good. They're into Perluzzo, and I reckon we're in some trouble here. I reckon when they build the ball up like this, they've got to win it back fairly well. It's a good challenge, though, from Adriano, who we will bring off at some point. Gatti gets the ball, finds Bianco. Bianco's ball in the Surge. Surge's ball goes out wide to Tolusi. Tolusi's ball over the top looks for Franchini, but Franchini and him are not on the same page, so there's no real point in that. We might get Franchini off, but he whips the ball in, he gets it back in. Grossi's there, first time. Why have you put that wide, and why have you gone first time? What we are going to do is get Adriano off, and we're going to get Ivan on there as a bit more of a Got to go for it a little bit more. As a regista, no, get back onto regista. There we go. In terms of what we're going to do here, we're going to keep everything the same. Francini will come off soon, but we'll give him a little bit more time to see if he can work something. But we need a goal fairly soon. I'm just going to tell us to get a little bit more creative, see if we can find a goal in the next 10 minutes or so and really try and get back into this game. At the moment, not a lot happening here. 63-64. I've had enough of seeing Francini struggle. What we are going to do is we're going to bring on Claudio here. He can play as an advanced forward fairly well. He can play target man support. We might get him on target man support. And what we might do is we're going to bring on... might leave it as it is. Alessandro maybe couldn't come off. We might bring on... Marino, who we did highlight before, as a central mid on attack, and try and push numbers forward and see if we can create something right now. We're just changing the numbers up a little bit, seeing if we can get into the game. But at the moment, not much happening. But we need something from this highlight. In the end, Grossi loses out. Aina there gets on the ball, and looks like we have to put our backs up against the wall and try and defend again. Paluzzo's ball over the top. That's pretty good. Bianchi's called out of position. Milagu's got to put in a decent ball. He gets into the box. There's a good ball in. Jovanovic isn't going to miss that one. We're 3-0 down. It's game over now. In terms of that for us, we're just going to go to pump the ball over the top, go a little bit more route one, a bit more attacking, go a bit more higher, try and get stuck in, prevent goalkeeper, and go a little bit more direct. I don't know what's happened here. You turn on the camera for YouTube, and all of a sudden it's all falling apart. Pre-season, 2.5 hours of pre-season, it's gone so well. And then as soon as we turn on the YouTube for League Game 1, we have faltered big time against Biscigli, who's, tipped to go down. Instead, we're going to lose 3-0 or more to them in the end, in the opening game of the season. This is a tough result to take. In the end, we're going to confirm the changes, and off we go. We are missing our star keeper. We are missing a few other players as well. But look, the defense that's been so solid in preseason has not done well enough at all. They've dominated possession, which is fair considering we play on a counter system. But 38%, that's pretty poor from us. In the end, we haven't even looked like scoring at all today. 9 shots apparently. I haven't seen a highlight from us, and it looks like it's just going to be game over now, and it's going to be the end of the game in just a second. Hopefully we just don't concede a fourth now. Maybe we can go get one down the other end, would be nice, but I doubt that very highly with how long's left, and we're going just to lose this game here. Look, it's going to be a challenge trying to get from the Serie C to the Champions League and winning the Serie A in such a short space of time, but that's why it's the Reggina race. Hopefully we can turn this around. If we can't turn this around, we're going to be in some trouble. We might get the sack, and that's the other thing that could happen. We might get the sack before we could maybe even try and get there, and if that's the case, how it goes, that would be the end of the save as well. But in the end, we're going to lose here 3-0 to the relegation favourites in Biscigli, as the game should tick away now, and it does, and it's the first time I actually got the ball inside and looking to play on the break. I'm just going to tell them aggressively I'm not happy with that. The boys seem motivated by it. We got Lecce, who are going to be first. They probably pump someone. We're just going to get him into a press talk, and we're going to send the assistant to that, because I never do press conferences after we lose big games. For everybody on YouTube, though, that's going to be an episode. If you're on Twitch, yes, you can laugh at me after we cast the end of the recording. That's going to be the end of episode 1 of the Reggina race. Hopefully there's many more episodes to come, and not just a very short, few episodes and then you've been sacked because you've been poor. Anyhow, enjoy the rest of your day or night, ladies and gentlemen, on the YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, as we're currently live on Twitch. Also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And if you do like the sound of the new microphone, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you and goodbye.